The New England Patriots have officially kicked off their training camp, and the energy surrounding Foxborough couldn't be higher. With day one in the books and day two just getting underway, optimism is pulsing through the organization as Mike Vrabel takes the reins for his first camp as head coach. From the vibes to the performance on the field, everything feels like a breath of fresh air for this franchise. The culture is being established early, competition is fierce, and the storylines are already rich with intrigue. Stefon Diggs is on the field and fully cleared. Drake May is showing exactly why the Patriots were so high on him. And from positional battles to returning fan-favorite uniforms, there's no shortage of excitement. Let's start with what everyone is watching most closely, the position battles. The two most compelling ones right now are at wide receiver and left guard. These are the spots that carry the biggest question marks. And based on what we saw on day one, they're wide open. Injuries can shake things up quickly, of course, but when it comes to sheer competition, those two roles are going to dominate the conversation through the early stages of camp. Focusing first on the offensive line, Cole Strange entered as the presumed starter at left guard, but his grip on the job isn't as tight as many might have expected. Two other players, in particular, made a strong case to be taken seriously in that competition. Caden Wallace, a second-year player out of Penn State who played tackle in college, took a ton of first-team reps at left guard. He's transitioning inside, and it seems like the Patriots are giving him every opportunity to prove himself there. His pre-draft profile even suggested he might project better as an interior lineman in the NFL, and early indications show that the move could suit him well. Of course, it's still just helmets at this point, no pads, so we can't draw sweeping conclusions. But Wallace looked comfortable, fluid, and aware of his assignments. The other name to watch is rookie lineman Jared Wilson out of Georgia. Wilson is technically a center, but his size and athleticism make him a natural candidate to kick out to guard. He also got some reps backing up Bradbury at center, which adds to his value. That's especially interesting considering Bradbury, while an elite run blocker, does have concerns in pass protection. If Bradbury struggles to anchor against stronger defensive tackles and can't give Drake May the pocket time he needs, Wilson could find himself in a battle for more than just a depth role. This isn't just shuffling the deck, it's about finding the right blend of toughness, intelligence, and mobility on the interior. The Patriots want someone who can not only move bodies in the run game, but also handle stunts, blitz pickups, and the cerebral challenges of Josh McDaniels' offense. So don't be surprised if the left guard spot ends up being one of the most dramatic decisions of camp. Then there's wide receiver. This one is shaping up to be equally competitive. And day one brought some early surprises. Drake May's top receivers included Stefon Diggs, who had no limitations and was clearly locked into that Z receiver role where he's at his best. In the slot, it was Demario Douglas, steady and reliable as expected. But the biggest surprise came at the X receiver spot, which many assumed would belong to Matt Collins, with Collins sidelined. The reps didn't go to Kyle Williams at least not right away. Instead, it was Keishan Boot, a player who was the subject of trade rumors in the offseason, who stepped in as the starter. That move says a lot about where the team sees Boot right now. He was active, involved, and getting reps with the ones. Whether that sticks remains to be seen, especially since Kyle Williams wasn't quiet by any means. In fact, Williams had two of the most impressive catches of the day, both contested grabs against none other than Christian Gonzalez. He also flashed in individual drills, making a spectacular one-handed catch that had coaches and players buzzing. If that trend continues, Williams is going to make it very hard for the staff to keep him off the field. Meanwhile, there are a few names already behind the 8-ball. Matt Collins wasn't able to go on day one, and Jalen Polk was limited to individual work on the sideline. That's not ideal, but it's still very early. There's time for both to reassert themselves, especially Polk, who has the tools but just needs the reps to show he belongs. Further down the depth chart, names like Javon Baker and Afton Chisholm are going to need to string together multiple strong days to climb the ladder. Kendrick Bourne is also in that mix, experienced, savvy, but with a lot of competition around him and limited reps to go around. He needs to make every snap count. And speaking of making it count, let's talk quarterbacks. Drake May looked every bit like the guy Patriots fans were hoping for. He went 8 of 9 in 11-on-11 work, and while these are non-padded practices, the command and confidence he showed were undeniable. He moved well in the pocket, stepped up against interior pressure, and delivered a beautifully layered Throw-to-cation boot that turned heads. It's early, yes, and again, no pads. But this is exactly the kind of start the team wanted to see from its young quarterback. He also connected cleanly with Stefon Diggs and Kyle Williams, showing signs of chemistry with both. For an offense that struggled mightily last season, these early flashes are very encouraging. On the flip side, veteran Joshua Dobbs had a rough day. He went just 2 of 6 with an interception in team drills and struggled to connect consistently. The timing was off, the ball placement was shaky, and the overall rhythm just wasn't there. In fairness, learning McDaniel's offense is no small task. It's complex, layered, and timing dependent, but for a veteran, it's a disappointing way to start. Dobbs needs to stack some good days quickly or risk falling out of contention entirely. Then there's undrafted rookie Ben Woolridge, who is operating as the third quarterback right now. He quietly went 3 of 4 in drills, and while he doesn't have the experience of Dobbs, he at least looked comfortable and efficient with the reps he got. That's key because this quarterback room is under the microscope. If Dobbs can't be a stable backup and Woolridge doesn't show legitimate promise, don't be shocked if the Patriots explore the veteran free agent market, especially closer to final cut-down day. They'll need someone who can step in, know the role, and mentor Drake May if needed. Defensively, the first look at Mike Vrabel's starting group showed a unit that looks fast, physical, and ready to embrace the new scheme. Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis were the outside corners. Marcus Jones took snaps as the nickel, and the safety group featured Jabril Peppers, Kyle Duggar, and somewhat surprisingly, Jalen Hawkins as the first man up. That's notable because many expected rookie Craig Woodson to challenge for that third safety role, but Hawkins seems to have the early edge. Del Pettis and other depth options were rotated in, but Hawkins clearly got the nod when it came to starting reps. On the edge, everything was as expected. Keon White and Harold Landry lining up to cause havoc. On the interior, Milton Williams and Christian Barmore looked strong, forming the core of what could be a very disruptive defensive line. At linebacker, Robert Spillane and Christian Ellis were the main pair, both experienced and capable, but still needing to show consistency in coverage and run fits. There aren't a lot of surprises on that side of the ball, but one thing that stands out is how healthy the unit looks and how quickly they seem to be buying into Vrabel's system. With Terrell Williams back as defensive coordinator after his health scare, it's great to see the staff clicking together again. This defense has top 10 potential if the pieces stay healthy, and the buy-in remains high. Of course, defense usually gets the upper hand in non-padded practices. They can fly around more freely. There's less physical resistance from offensive linemen, and things like holding don't show up as much. Still, seeing Drake May deliver strikes against this group is a very good sign. And now for some fun. The uniforms. Yes, the red throwback Patriots jerseys are back. And not just for one game, but 2. The team will debut the classic look in Week 3 against the Steelers and bring them back in Week 10 for a Monday Night Football clash with the New York Giants. That means to national spotlights. 2 chances for fans to relive some nostalgia and to moments where history meets the future. The red jerseys, the old-school Patriot helmet logo, it's all coming back. And it's going to be electric. Week 10, in particular, could be fascinating. The Giants are trying to rebuild, and while Brian Daboll has said Russell Wilson is still the starter, Jackson Dart is lurking in the background, hungry for a shot. That Monday night game could be a turning point for both teams, especially if the Patriots are gaining momentum and Drake May is settling into his role. Everything from camp so far points to a Patriots team that is energized, reloaded, and ready to reestablish itself. The mix of youth, leadership, and competition is setting the stage for one of the most interesting seasons in recent memory. And with Mike Vrabel at the helm, nothing is going to be handed out. Every snap is earned, every rep matters, and every player is being evaluated from the ground up. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots, and don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what's rapidly becoming the talk of the league, there are whispers swirling around the NFL that Brandon AIYUK may have just become the newest addition to the New England Patriots. While nothing has been officially confirmed, multiple sources close to the situation are hinting that a deal might already be in place, or at least very close to it. The Patriots, under new leadership and with a fresh approach following years of offensive inconsistency, have long been searching for a dynamic playmaker to revitalize their receiving corps. AIYUK known for his crisp route running and explosive yards after catch ability, would certainly fit that bill after a standout season with the San Francisco 49ers, where he emerged as one of Brock Purdy's top targets. AIYUK's name has been at the center of trade speculation for weeks. Now, it appears New England may be his next destination, though no front office personnel from either team have made public statements. The buzz grew louder following reports of AIYUK being seen in the Boston area, sparking a frenzy on social media. Patriots fans, starved for an elite wide receiver since the heyday of Julian Edelman, are already fantasizing about the possibilities. There's also the strategic element to consider. The Patriots' revamped defense, possibly under a new quarterback direction, could greatly benefit from a player of AIYUK's caliber. And given that AIYUK is entering a contract year, a move to New England could be mutually beneficial, giving the Pats the elite weapon they crave, and AIYUK a fresh start with a team that may be ready to make him their featured star. For now, it's still all unconfirmed, but where there's smoke, there's often fire in the NFL rumor mill. And the idea of Brandon AIYUK wearing a Patriots jersey come week 1 is starting to feel less like a fantasy and more like an imminent reality. Stay tuned. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.